Why does Denzel Washington command every room he walks into? It's not just the legendary acting or the Oscars. When you look at what he wears on his wrist, you'll understand why. So today, we're counting down the top 10 watches in his collection. And trust me, his taste is as sharp as his performance. Coming in at number 10 is the Casio G-Shock. In the film The Siege, Denzel played FBI agent Anthony Hubbard and wore a Casio G-Shock DW5700. This is a round model nicknamed Sting after the musician who used it frequently. Yes, this started as a movie prop, but Denzel has shown time and again that he's not afraid to wear affordable watches. In fact, this G-Shock is about as far from flashy as you can get. It's a durable digital watch built to take a beating with a full black case and bold readability. You could pick one up for under $100. For a man who could literally wear anything on his wrist, choosing this says a lot. But speaking of affordable choices he makes in real life, the next one surprised the entire watch world. The Suunto Core All Black. This is a multifunctional outdoor watch with an altimeter, barometer, compass, and weather functions. It retails for around $200 to $300, which is pretty modest for someone of Denzel's caliber. He wore a Suunto Core All Black in the Equalizer 2014 and the Equalizer 2 2018. In the third film, Equalizer 3, he had to upgrade to a Suunto 9 Peak. These watches became iconic because of how they were used in the story, not because of how much they cost. And that's very Denzel. He picks what fits the character, not what screams money. Now, let's step into some real luxury territory. Sliding into number 8 is the Montblanc Star Classique. Aside from making world-class pens, the Montblanc became a powerhouse in the watch world, and the Star Classique is their tribute to traditional watchmaking. This watch caught the attention of GQ's watch writers when Denzel wore it to dinner with Kris Jenner and her boyfriend Corey Gamble. It didn't stand out because it was flashy or expensive. As a matter of fact, it stood out because it was neither of those things. The Montblanc Star Classique is a simple, elegant watch that can be purchased for less than $2,000. That's a far cry from the $50,000 watches other celebrities wear. It has a polished stainless steel case, clean black dial, and a date window at 6 o'clock. Let's just say it's the kind of watch that tells you the person wearing it doesn't need a watch to prove anything. And if you thought that was a surprise, wait until you see what's next. We're about to turn up the heat. And number 7 is the G-Shock worn on Broadway. You might be wondering why another G-Shock made this list, but this one carries a very special story. For his Broadway performance in Shakespeare's Othello in 2025, Denzel Washington wore a G-Shock on stage alongside co-star Jake Gyllenhaal. Now here's why this matters. Broadway's Othello was one of the most highly anticipated theatrical productions in years. Tickets were nearly impossible to get. The whole world was watching. And Denzel Washington chose to wear a G-Shock when he could have gone for a Rolex or a Patek Philippe. That's an actor who lets his performance do all the talking, not his accessories. Meanwhile, the G-Shock retails for under $100. Clearly, 2 G-Shocks was never going to be enough. It turns out he has a favourite and he wears it everywhere. We have the Casio G-Shock Mudmaster at number 6. Who says an A-list legend can't have more than 2 G-Shocks? Denzel was seen wearing a G-Shock Mudmaster while sitting next to Spike Lee at a Lakers basketball game. He paired it with his all-black outfit and a blackout Yankees cap. This wasn't a one-time thing either. He's been wearing this G-Shock Mudmaster regularly since 2021. He either wore it to basketball games or sometimes paired it with a suit. The Mudmaster is built for the toughest outdoor conditions with mud resistance, shock protection, and a carbon fiber band. Seeing Denzel with this watch at a basketball game is a masterclass in style. It shows you don't need a diamond-encrusted bezel to look like a boss. You just need something that matches your energy. It retails for around $300 to $400, but the Denzel effect makes it look like it belongs on the wrist of the coolest guy in the arena. So, if you're enjoying this raid of the Equalizer's vault, hit that like button and subscribe. Now, let's start climbing the price ladder because from here, things get more serious. Sitting at number 5 is the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. This watch is described as one of his favourite watches, known for its timeless look and versatility. It's been part of Jaeger-LeCoultre's collection since the 1930s. You'd find a unique reversible case that can be flipped to display a second time zone. Denzel wore a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso as a prop in the film American Gangster, where it was described as a dressy choice for a sophisticated character in a well-tailored suit. Actually, it's undeniable that the Reverso Duoface is a masterpiece of Art Deco design. Clean rectangular shape, Arabic numerals, elegant subdials, and a stainless steel case with a sapphire crystal. It's the kind of watch that blends history with daily wear beautifully. Prices for the Reverso Duoface start at around $8,000 to $15,000 depending on the model. It's safe to say that this is a serious watch without being outrageous. And on that note, the next one carries a legendary name you'll definitely recognize. Making it to number 4 is the Rolex Submariner. In the 1996 film Courage Under Fire, Denzel Washington wore a stainless steel Rolex Submariner. It was described as a simple choice that matched the honor and resilience of his character, Lieutenant Colonel Serling. If we're going to be honest, the Submariner is arguably the most iconic dive watch ever made. Waterproof to 300 meters, built with a rotating bezel, and timeless in design. Usually, a stainless steel Rolex Submariner retails for around $10,000 to $14,000. That's if you're getting a new one, but good luck finding one at that price though. On the secondary market, they often go for considerably more. Now, what makes Denzel's connection to the Submariner so interesting is that it fits him perfectly. Even in the Hollywood costume department, someone knew this was the right watch for a man of principle. But if you want the real flex, keep watching because the next watch turned into a viral celebrity watch moment. Taking the third spot in our countdown today is the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. Denzel and the AP Royal Oak have a history. In March 2024, Denzel sat down for lunch with rapper Moneybagg Yo, and Moneybagg ended up letting him wear his Audemars Piguet Royal Oak for their photos together. Moneybagg even bragged about it on Instagram, captioning the post, "I let him rock the AP. He said it's time to feed the streets." That tells you something. When one of the most respected men in Hollywood puts on your watch and the whole internet notices, you know the watch carries serious weight. The AP Royal Oak is one of the most legendary luxury sports watches ever made. Created in 1972 by the legendary designer Gerald Genter, the Royal Oak remains Audemars Piguet's most iconic and recognizable piece. With its octagonal bezel, 8 hexagonal screws, and signature tapestry guilloche style, the Royal Oak commands respect in any room. Stainless steel models start at around $31,500, while gold versions push well past $79,000. But even a legendary AP has to step aside for the watch of presidents. In the penultimate spot is the Rolex Day-Date President. You cannot talk about iconic watches without bringing up the president. Rolex's records confirm that Denzel Washington wore the 18-karat gold Day-Date in Spike Lee's He Got Game in 1998. In the film, the watch symbolizes success, ambition, and the seductive pull of the American dream. Now, the Day-Date wasn't chosen randomly for that role. It officially earned its nickname as the President's Watch when it appeared on Lyndon B. Johnson's wrist when he moved into the White House in 1963. And from that moment, it became the accessory for leaders and influential individuals worldwide. It was also the first watch ever to display both the date and the full day of the week spelled out on the dial. Made exclusively in precious metals like gold or platinum, a modern gold Day-Date retails for around $40,000. Whether on the wrist of a world leader or a Hollywood legend, the Day-Date always looks right at home. However, there is one watch that sits even higher on Denzel's hierarchy. At our number 1 spot is the Rolex Submariner 18-karat yellow gold. Watch enthusiasts and collectors who have followed Denzel's wrist game over the years point to the yellow gold Rolex Submariner as the crown jewel of his collection. It has 300 meters of water resistance, rotating ceramic bezel, and impeccable movement wrapped in 18-karat yellow gold. This is the watch that tells you a man has arrived and has absolutely nothing left to prove. It retails for around $44,000 and above. Regardless, serious collectors pay considerably more on the secondary market. For Denzel Washington, a man who's won every major award his industry has to offer, spent decades at the very top of Hollywood, and still chooses a $400 Casio when the mood strikes, this watch is the perfect final word. And think this collection was something else? Well, head over to our next video on Al Pacino's watch collection and see how the Godfather legend does it on a whole different level. Click the video and keep the luxury rolling.